Coming to you from the Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. Rythmia Life Advancement Center is a life advancement center unlike any other in the world. How can I say that? Over 19,000 people have come and done this 1-week program at Rythmia, and 98.17% report a life-changing miracle during their stay. Better yet, at the 6-month mark, 90.22% say that this was the week that changed their life. What is it that this thing fixes? Well, it fixes a multitude of issues for a multitude of people. Who comes here and why do they come here? Well, everything from regular people like you and me to A-list celebrities, actors, musicians, athletes, converge upon this place to have this beautiful, most beautiful thing happen to them. And what is that thing? It's a soul merger. And what does that feel like? Well, it feels like I've been out of tune my whole life, and all of a sudden I'm in symphony. I am receiving and projecting information clearly. It's a great, great, great feeling. A really great feeling. Now, because of the folks that come here, a lot of people go through this program and they decide they want to help us and join our board of directors. Our board of directors is like a who's who. Kelly Slater, the world's greatest surfer. Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer. Martin Luther King III, the son of Martin Luther King. Tony Coe, the Forbes 100 richest self-made women in the world lister. Jack Canfield, author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Frank Biden, ex-President Biden's brother, became a board member and went through this program, had a life-changing experience while his brother was a sitting president of the United States. Mark Kielberger, who was here yesterday helping me do some filming, who's a Rhodes Scholar, a social entrepreneur, New York Times best-selling author, a biohacker, and more. Like if I read the list of everybody who's on our board and what they've done, or everybody who's come here and what they've gone through and the experience they have, it'd take me all day. But what are the things people come here for? Well, a lot of people come here because they're trying to actualize their highest self. That they're unhappy, not that they're miserable or broken or this or that, but they're unhappy with the way that their life is going, and they want to be in turbocharged. They want to be in the gear of experiencing life at its most authentic and truest and highest vibration. So what does that look like? Well, a lot of people, after they complete this 1 week, want to become a beneficial presence on the planet. And when you decide to do that, you have to be in integrity with everything that you're wanting to create, right? So if you're not in integrity, it doesn't happen. And what are the basic things of integrity? Well, when you decide to become a beneficial presence and you create this goal or this lodestar or this way of being, whether it's becoming a community leader, starting a business, that's really different, becoming a healer, becoming a musician, or healing people with music, or healing people through your art, let's say it's acting, or whatever it is. The bigger you make this dream, the bigger the goal, the longer it's going to take, and the harder the journey is going to be. But hard journeys equal fulfillment. Easy journeys do not. Hard journeys, like really, let's go on an adventure. Let's create something wild. Let's do something that nobody's done before. Let's do it in a way that's bigger, better, and helps more people than ever before. That kind of commitment to something has to be skirted and held in place by self-agreements, right? Because if we do it based on feelings, we are dead. Because how I feel, like it's impossible in the human experience to wake up and feel the same way every day. It's impossible. So we have to get away from feelings, and we have to tune in to agreements that I agree to these things. I agree to have a daily practice. I agree to move my body in a particular way. I agree to feed my body a particular way, which includes foods and drink, and what I'm going to do to my body during that time, right? I have to agree to tithe, to give something back to the universe in addition to what I'm creating, right? So there's all these agreements that you have to make, and then you have to hold them true to yourself. So it's easy to make an agreement and break it, but what you're going to find is the more that you can honor the agreements to yourself that you make in order to become this beneficial presence, the more that others are going to continue to honor their agreements to you, because like attracts like, right? So I want to be around people that honor their agreements. I want to be around people who are accountable. I want to be around people that do their end, right? Now, when I'm asking myself to do my end, to hold myself accountable, to do the right thing, I need to do that in order to attract it, right? So I want to make something clear. Rythmia is not a licensed addiction center. It's a licensed medical center, but it's not a licensed addiction center. There are other places that deal specifically with addictions. But most people in the world who have other, let's say, other and bigger issues also carry minor addictions. I know there's people who are addicted to taking their kids to sporting events. I know people who are addicted to shopping. I know people who are addicted to a myriad of things. And I can't prescribe this program for addiction, but I will tell you about mine, because a lot of people ask about this. So I first did plant medicine in 2014. And at the time that I did it, I was drinking about 320 drinks a month. I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I was smoking weed. I was doing cocaine. I was doing Demerol. I was doing Valiums. I was doing Percocets. I was doing whatever I could do all the time. As soon as I did plant medicine, my drinking decreased by 90%, my alcohol drinking. I didn't smoke weed anymore. I didn't do cocaine anymore. I didn't do drugs anymore. And all these things started to fall away. Now, about 5 years into that, I really was looking hard at smoking. And I had a ceremony, and the smoking was removed from my life, and I haven't come back since. So smoking cigarettes. The last thing to go was alcohol, and because it was very little. But the last thing to go was alcohol, and that went in a journey last year. But I didn't stop until December 7th, completely, no alcohol. And I want to show you my experience with it. So I watch plant medicine here every week, and take people who are doing certain things that aren't conducive to them. I won't say they're addicts, but they're doing things repetitively that aren't conducive to them, like smoking cigarettes, some people eating foods, some people shopping, some people gambling, some people all these different things. Now, plant medicine at jump will remove those things from you. It will, it does. I watch it do it every single week. Now, I want to tell you with me and cigarette smoking, this system of what happened. So before I did plant medicine, I had smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Well, I started smoking at 12. I was that kid that stole cigarettes, but I believe, if memory serves, I'm 61, going to be 62 in a few weeks. I believe it was about 16 years old that I started smoking more than a pack a day. So you count that all the way up until I was 50. I couldn't quit for nothing. There was no reason that would make me quit. I would try to quit. I'd make it a half a day. I could not quit smoking cigarettes. Now, as soon as I did plant medicine and she told me to quit, I quit, and I thought, that is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life, right? And for the next 5 years, because it was so easy to quit, I would start smoking again because I wasn't ready to quit smoking because I liked it. I really, really, really liked it. So the permanent change, so what was self-defeating a little bit, is that it was so easy to quit with plant medicine. All I had to do was in the ceremony, pray that she'd take it away from me, and she would. And I would have to force myself to smoke again. So where am I getting to with this, and how does it work with alcohol and things of that nature? Until you're ready, and this is an interesting thing about coming to Rythmia, about being a beneficial presence and doing these things, until you're ready to leave it, it's not going to go, or it's going to go and come back. So let me tell you about my thing with alcohol. So when I quit, when I really quit, no more, I said, that's it. I did a ceremony. I said, that's it. I've never wanted to do it since. No AA meetings, no this, no that, no. I just don't want to do it. Same thing with cigarettes. When I smell a cigarette now, I get like, I remember the smell, but I don't want to do it. So quitting things with plant medicine is much different than quitting things with therapy or with other support systems or things, because it's a real quit. So now I'm turning 62, and I believe it's the first time since I've been 12 years old where I am dependent in 0 ways for 0 things. It's the most incredible feeling. And I wish now, in all honesty, and I want to tell you about that alcohol. So by the time I quit, I was drinking so little. I was quitting for 3 and 4 months a year, and it was no big thing. But I did notice this. If I had 2 drinks in a night, the next day, I would feel different. The next day, I might say things that I wouldn't have said had I not drank alcohol. So alcohol is a tricky one because even in little amounts, it has effects that if you're not really aware of, you're not going to notice. It's when you haven't had it for a period of months that you can look back and see the little changes that it made. So I took my last drink on December 7th. I had 2 drinks again on January 22nd. And I did it as a test to see, only to see. I didn't do it because of pressure or I thought I should do it. I did it to see. And the difference in the next 3 days after that were remarkable. So what am I saying? If rythmia is not a place to go with severe addiction problems, although meaning that we do not have a license to do that. But if you have minor addictions, which most people do, I'm going to tell you that most business people don't even realize how much they drink and how often they're drinking, and won't even recognize that as an issue. But the great thing about plant medicine is that when you're ready, and maybe you're addicted to horrible relationships. So a lot of, I see so many women here, and I talk to those women and they go, oh, I'm a bad picker. I pick badly. Well, you don't really pick badly. You're working out a process that you haven't escaped from yet. That you keep going and getting a particular type of person to treat you a particular way so that you will wake up from it, and you keep doing it to yourself and doing it to yourself and doing to yourself. Is that an addiction? Well, let's say this. It's something that is need-based, that you're not cognizant of, that looks a lot like an addiction. I see plant medicine nip that in the bud all the time. The ayahuasca will come to you. See, because it's not just knowing, a lot of people talk about, oh, I have an awareness that I have a pattern. And they try to do all these things to stop that pattern. And they go meet the next person, and that person is the same pattern with a different hat on. And they're like, dang it, I did it again. And the reason that is the soul is trying to get the ego to see what it's doing, and it won't learn that lesson because it believes the pattern is just, if they recognize the pattern, they say things like, I have bad taste, I make bad decisions, I'm a great person who keeps doing this. What the medicine will do is in ceremony or during the journey, it will actually show you not that you're doing it, but why you need this accident, this disaster to continue to happen, and what it does from something in your past that you can fix in the past to create no need for this pattern anymore. And that is the wild thing. That is what sometimes 60 years of therapy can't do. That is the miracle of this medicine. And that's what sets it apart from other modalities when it's used within a program. So arrhythmia is like 26 hours of teachings during the week, in the form of classrooms, in the form of workshops, in the form of these different events that bring you through this process so that you can make sense of this experience when it occurs. That's the difference between us and everybody else. Rythmia has 190 employees. We have more people in our kitchen than most of these centers have in their whole center, right? So this is a completely different experience, and we keep data on every aspect of this experience. So if you can imagine, close to 20,000 people through the door. In this year of 2025, we're going to register our 20,000th guest, probably in December of this year. Now, each of those guests probably has 40 pieces of data associated with it. So you're talking 800,000 pieces of data that we have, that we use to fine tune and to hone the program to do a better job with each and every passing guest, right? So please, if any of this resonated with you, the next best piece of information is that it doesn't matter what your yesterday looked like. This program, plant medicine, ayahuasca, does not care. It only cares about your now. And the reason it cares about your now is that what you're doing right now, I guarantee you, beyond the shadow of any doubt, to the 99.99 percentile, will affect what your life looks like 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 months down the road, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years down the road. So please get this fixed now so that your future looks better. Until next week, God bless you, God keep you, God hold you, and come to Rythmia. Come here. And by the way, there's 2 books, Truthonomics, which is a manifestation book, and Crap the Moon Said, SHIT, the Moon Said, which is about the birth of Rythmia and why it's here. Okay, folks, thank you. Come visit us here.